What's up, y'all? It's your girl Kendall for Life here, and today we're going to be talking about if Season 5 is officially worse than Vanguard. For what feels like an eternity, one game has won the crown for the biggest flop in modern Call of Duty. Vanguard. We all remember Vanguard, right? The game we thought was the absolute worst it could get. The bizarre setting, the busted weapon balance, the identity crisis. It was a train wreck. For years, we've pointed to it as the gold standard of failure, the undisputed rock bottom for this franchise. Well, today I'm here to ask a terrifying question. Is that about to change? Because as awful as Vanguard was, the upcoming Season 5 for Black Ops 6 and Warzone is showing some seriously worrying signs. And no, that's not just me being dramatic. We're going to look at the official roadmap, the community's biggest fears, and the franchise's recent track record to ask if Season 5 is shaping up to be more than just a letdown, but the new rock bottom. Let's not sugarcoat it. Vanguard was a mess. It launched with a ton of problems, a multiplayer that felt like a cheap Modern Warfare 2019 knockoff with more explosions, and a zombies mode that was an insult to its own legacy. It felt like a game made to fill a spreadsheet, rushed out the door to meet a deadline. It deserved every bit of criticism it got, and we all accepted it as the lowest the franchise could possibly sink. But here's the thing about Vanguard, for the most part. You could actually play it. The servers were fine. The core gameplay, while uninspired, actually worked. The big fear now is that Season 5 might not even clear that incredibly low bar. What if it combines the apathy of Vanguard with the kind of technical incompetence we've seen plague other seasonal launches? That's the nightmare scenario, and it's looking more plausible than we'd like to admit. The single biggest worry heading into Season 5 is its technical state. I'm not talking about a few glitches here and there. I'm talking about the potential for a catastrophic infrastructure failure that makes the game a nightmare to play. We've seen it before with other big launches, right? Widespread server instability, constant disconnects, and a login screen that becomes your new main menu. Social media always tells the same story. Entire nights wasted just trying to get into a single match. And if you're lucky enough to connect, get ready for a lag fest. We all know the feeling, rubber banding across the map, shots that vanish into thin air, and getting taken out by enemies who haven't even rounded the corner on your screen. It's delayed, desynced, and just plain broken. The developers always promise new improvements to server stability, but how many times have we heard that before? We're just days away from the August 7th launch, and the core fear is that these issues will persist for weeks. For a franchise that makes billions, it's more than just unacceptable, it feels disrespectful. Then there are the gameplay mechanics. We've all experienced seasons where core mechanics just feel off. Remember dead slides where your character just crouches instead of sliding? Or getting stuck in animations? It completely kills the flow of the game. Vanguard definitely had its share of bugs, but it really suffered from a complete and total foundational collapse. With Season 5, the big question is, Will we even get a stable game to play? That basic expectation feels like a coin toss. Even if the game runs perfectly, the next big question is, will the content even be good? Activision dropped the roadmap for Season 5, and honestly, it's a mixed bag that has a lot of people worried. For multiplayer, we're getting 3 maps at launch, 2 new ones called Runway and Exchange, and a remaster of WMD from the original Black Ops. While new maps are always welcome, recycling WMD map we played to death feels a bit like a cheap nostalgia play to mask a lack of fresh ideas. Another map, Jackpot, is coming mid-season. The real salt in the wound might be with Warzone. For months, rumors have swirled about the Avalon map, a new full-scale battle royale arena that many hoped would finally arrive. Instead, what's the big update? We're getting the stadium in Verdansk opening up? Yes, a POI change. To be fair, you can trigger a giant laser to blow the roof off yourself with a new contract, which sounds kind of cool for the 1 week it's available. But hyping up a potential new map only to deliver a minor tweak to an old one feels like a classic bait and switch. It leaves a lot of Warzone players feeling like they're getting the short end of the stick. Then there are the playlist changes. The developers have announced that after a trial, they'll be keeping separate core and casual solo modes, but core solos will soon only be available for North American and European players. Decisions like this often baffle a huge part of the player base, splitting the community and forcing people into modes they don't want to play. When you mix this underwhelming content with aggressive monetization, it's a recipe for frustration. Vanguard's content pipeline was weak, but at least it launched with a full set of maps. Season 5's offering feels hollow by comparison, like it's just meant to keep us busy until the next big thing. This all leads to the biggest issue of all, the steady erosion of trust between the developers and the players. This isn't about just one season, it's the result of years of broken promises, ignored feedback, and the growing feeling that we're seen as walking wallets, not a community. Cheating is a massive problem, especially in ranked play. Despite all the promises about the anti-cheat, for many players it feels like the problem is only getting worse. How can you have a competitive experience when you can't even trust the integrity of your own matches? Couple that with fears of terrible server performance, and playing ranked could feel more like playing the lottery than a test of skill. On top of that, communication from the developers often feels slow and dismissive. Major game-breaking bugs can linger for weeks with hardly a word, making players feel completely ignored. As long as the cosmetic bundles are in the store and working, the actual state of the game can feel like an afterthought. This season feels like it could be a breaking point. The mood on social media isn't just disappointment, it's pure exhaustion. Players are sick of feeling like beta testers for a game they paid full price for. They're tired of fighting against the game itself just to have a good time. Vanguard was hated, but it was hated for being creatively bankrupt. The frustration heading into Season 5 is deeper. It's a frustration that comes from feeling disrespected. It's the feeling of investing your time and money into a franchise that seems to care less and less about its players every year. So, is Season 5 of Black Ops 6 and Warzone destined to be the worse than Vanguard? When you look at the warning signs, it's a scary possibility. Vanguard was a creative failure. The fear is that Season 5 could be a technical, creative, and communal failure. It could fail on the basic level of providing a stable game. It could fail to deliver exciting new content, leaning on remasters and minor updates. And worst of all, it could fail its community by letting game-breaking issues slide while ignoring feedback. We, the players who have stuck with this franchise for over 20 years, deserve better. We deserve a game that works. We deserve content that's genuinely exciting. And we deserve to be heard. If these fears come true, Season 5 will be remembered not just as a disappointment, but as the moment the franchise finally, truly hit rock bottom. But what do you guys think? Am I overreacting, or are you just as worried? What are your predictions for Season 5? Let me know in the comments below. I'll read every single one. Thank you guys for watching. And until next time, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps a lot. Stay frosty.